Hello, and thank you for joining my talk on lean portfolio management, connecting TBM strategy with agile execution. I'm Chris Ruch. I'm the CEO of Agile Rising. I'm also a SAFE SPCT, and I help companies adopt both TBM and Agile together. And these two approaches are really becoming popular drivers across transformations in a number of industries. And we have the modernization of IT finance being driven by TBM and by TBM leaders in organizations. And we have the optimization of the development and innovation and execution process being led by agile leaders in the organization. And increasingly, we're seeing companies adopt both TBM and Agile together and using that to drive really significant digital transformation and cloud migration initiatives, which are large investments. They involve really cross-cutting parts of the organization and require both an agile execution approach and also require new attention to detail around the value that's being driven by these large investments that are being made in digital and in the cloud. And along with these frameworks of TBM and Agile driving our digital transformation efforts, many companies are also embracing value stream management and organizing around a product focus, moving away from a project focus, moving more towards what's the value that's being delivered to our customers and being delivered internally to our stakeholders. And in the work that I do with our customers, these are sometimes thought about as different things, different initiatives, different parts of the organization trying to make improvements, drive innovation, and optimize the organization. And these are all valuable tools, but their value is multiplied when we really pull them all together and think about these as all different pillars of the real overall goal of improving business results and improving the way our organizations operate and ultimately deliver more value faster with today's modern tools. So the question becomes, if you want to do all of these things, and your organization probably has some other initiatives underway that are included here, DevOps, among them other application modernization, re-architecture initiatives. There's many things that you may be trying to do that fall under the umbrella of one of these. So the question becomes, how do you pull all of these together so that they're really part of one big initiative that's founded on the financial prioritization and strategy being driven by TBM through the execution that our agile delivery model uses, and utilizing the tools of our digital transformation, our value stream management. So the intersection of all of these really brings us to portfolio management. And in particular, we're going to talk about the Scaled Agile framework, which is kind of by far the most popular approach to a lean agile portfolio management approach. And what LPM provides us is a connection from that strategy and investment funding and the governance that TBM and IT finance provides through our agile delivery model and through our agile portfolio operations model. And it provides us with a set of practices and approaches to align the organization from really that idea and the funding decisions through the actual delivery of value. So what we're going to talk about here over the course of the rest of this talk is really about lean portfolio management and value stream management, which I believe will be the defining organizational transformation drivers for the next several years. And together, LPM and value stream management really are the key enablers for connecting finance and a data-driven TBM strategy with the agile delivery and execution capabilities of the organization. And by aligning these strategic planning and budgeting processes, you really have a powerful combination to enable IT to deliver more value with more transparency, and ultimately to achieve our goal of greater enterprise business agility. So how do we do that? So what we're going to go over some of the key components of a lean portfolio management approach and how TBM and Agile can be implemented together. So we're going to talk about 5 main things here. We're going to talk about how you organize around value. We're going to talk about enterprise business agility, creating flow throughout our organization, driving continuous improvement and continuous innovation, and then really supporting that with the financial reporting and metrics tools that TBM and Apptio provide. And we'll touch a little bit on organizational change management as we talk about rolling out new ways of working and what the future of work looks like. These are significant organizational change management concerns where organizations like Agile Rising help our companies really drive these adoptions. So what we're talking about here, organizing around value stream management is ultimately around following the path of value through the organization. So it's about knowing where your value is being created, knowing what your products are, and aligning your teams and your organization around those products. So the first step in value stream management is really understanding what your products are and then identifying your value streams. Everybody has value streams. This is a concept really about how you deliver your value to your customers, both internal and external. And we do that by following the flow of work, the flow of ideas from when your customers ask for something new, when they place an order, or when an internal stakeholder comes up with a new idea, either for an entire new product or for enhancements to existing products. And then what are all of the steps that go into that? And what we find is that many organizations are very siloed, and it makes it very difficult from a financial planning and reporting perspective, as well as from an execution perspective, to deliver value when we have those bottlenecks and those silos in our organizations. So we need to tackle those, and we need to improve and optimize our organization so that we can optimize the way that work is getting done and the value that's being created. Enterprise agility, when we talk about TBM and Agile working together, enterprise agility is one of the 4 pillars of TBM. It's also one of the, it's also really the key to scaled Agile framework or any of the scaling approaches to Agile. So when we talk about enterprise business agility, we're really focused not specifically on the practices and the frameworks around agility. This is really a goal. The goal is to improve the organization's ability to innovate and respond to change, and really drive from both the technology side and the business side the ability to sense and respond to what's going on in the market and deliver the right things at the right time. And TBM and the financial approach to maximizing the impact that our dollars have is contingent on us working on the right things, right? an agile organization is built around delivering value quickly and with high quality, but we can only deliver the right value quickly and with high quality if we're aligned on the strategy and we're aligned on building the right things. Because if we're not building the right things, the organization is going to continue to go very quickly, but it's going to build things that aren't needed at the time we're delivering it. So when we talk about frameworks like Agile at Scale, like Scaled Agile Framework, we're talking about driving the ability across the organization from the beginning to the end of the value stream to be able to deliver value at the right time and in the right place. And one of the other important parts is creating flow throughout the organization. So value stream management is about identifying how value flows through the organization and then eliminating bottlenecks and creating flow. And this flow starts at the top. It starts with senior management. It starts with senior leaders. And it starts with very often our budgeting and funding process, which is a key component of LPM and a key component of our TBM implementation. So value stream management is going to drive continuous flow of value in the organization. And it's also going to drive identifying and removing impediments to that flow. And impediments are things like silos, dependencies, handoffs, manual processes, and other inefficiencies in our organization, which inhibit the flow of value and ultimately inhibit our agility. One of the things that we often see is that it's the budgeting process itself, the financial processes, the project approval, project change order processes, and the types of metrics and reporting that we're gathering either are inhibiting or not providing the visibility into the actual flow of value that we need. So this is one of the reasons why that organizing around value is so important, because it inhibits our ability to really deliver value and that continuous flow of value. This is where we start to talk about changing organizational constructs in your organizations. Increasing in popularity today is the value management office, very much as an alternative to the product or the project management office, and a traditional waterfall approach to projects being replaced with an agile, long-lived, product-oriented, value stream-oriented approach. So value management office is a common term. You may hear this as a lean portfolio management office, as an agile PMO, or as something like a value recognition office. You can use a number of terms here. The key is we are moving away from that idea of big upfront design and planning and budgeting for projects, and kind of creating a speculative scope of what we think we're going to be able to accomplish, and replacing it with an approach that's really focused on the teams delivering the value, optimizing the organization of those teams, and then creating the right metrics and reporting and visibility into what's being worked on so that we can make informed decisions about prioritization and shifting from the decisions that we may have made in the past to what's the decision that makes the most sense today in today's business environment. So when we look at how we create this flow, what we're looking at here is Scaled Agile's approach to Kanban and visualizing the flow at the strategic level. There's a whole lot going on in this Kanban board. It's really laying out the process from the intake, from the funnel where we get good ideas, all the way through our agile and iterative and experimental MVP-driven approach to development. So while we don't have enough time to talk about this in detail here, happy to follow up with you at our booth after this talk or in another setting. Continuous innovation, continuous improvement is something that is part of the culture of any organization that's adopting TBM or Agile. We don't have a final destination of just implementing TBM or becoming Agile. Those are tools that are driving us forward to improve our organization, for continuous improvement, and to create an environment where we can really innovate and create good ideas into the future. So the idea of continuous improvement is foundational to both TBM and to Agile. The frameworks that we adopt to implement TBM and Agile through value stream management, through lean portfolio management, need to drive a continuous improvement culture and a continuous innovation culture in our organizations. And when we implement a lean portfolio management approach, it's a feedback loop from both senior leadership about what we want to accomplish from a strategic theme and from an OKR perspective, but it's also from the development teams and the people doing the real work about ideas for improvement and learning from what we're building. And then finally, we need the right financial reporting and metrics. And this is where it really brings us to the tool sets that Apptio and Target Process provide in the market. So transparency is also foundational to TBM and foundational to Agile, and we need the right tools to drive our reporting and the visibility into it. So we come back to TBM and our digital transformation in cloud, and having the right tools, which Apptio provides through the Apptio One product suite for supporting TBM, through Cloudability supporting the digital transformation in cloud, and then Planability and Apptio Target Process that help visualize and roll up the Agile delivery process. So TBM and Agile are very complementary, but we also have to call out that there are some friction points between TBM, and we're still evolving TBM to fully embrace Agile in the places where it makes sense to do that. And often this project language that's still found in TBM can cause misunderstandings between different parts of the organization. And this is where we really want to make sure that we're tying the TBM and Agile initiatives together, which is what LPM does and what Scaled Agile helps us do, because otherwise we're going to end up with conflicting messages from different people in different parts of the organization. So we're going to leave you with this. TBM and Agile are highly compatible. There's a lot of overlapping goals and approaches here. And TBM, Agile, digital transformation, cloud, lean portfolio management, value stream management, these are all complementary practices that are most effective when they're implemented together and thought of as all contributing and pulling in the same direction. And the flip side of that is there's significant pitfalls if you don't do that and if you don't coordinate them. So hopefully that's given you some things to think about. That's where I'm going to leave you. If it's prompted you to think about something new or have questions, please stop by our booth and continue the conversation. We'd be happy to talk to you. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the TBM conference.